Everybody in the NFL world is talking right now because something absolutely unbelievable may be happening inside the San Francisco 49ers organization. Fans woke up today expecting a normal offseason update, but instead, social media exploded with rumors, panic, and complete confusion surrounding head coach Kyle Shanahan. And trust me, if these reports end up becoming reality, this could completely change the future of the 49ers franchise forever. Before we get into all the details, I need every faithful fan watching right now to hit that like button and subscribe immediately because this story is getting crazier by the minute. And you do not want to miss what's coming next. So here's what shocked everybody. Early this morning, multiple NFL insiders began hinting that Kyle Shanahan could be considering a massive step away from the organization after growing frustration behind the scenes. At first, fans thought it was fake. People assumed it was just another offseason rumor created for clicks. But then more information started coming out, and suddenly this thing became very real. Now, obviously, nothing has been officially confirmed yet by the 49ers organization, but sources close to the situation are saying tensions inside the building have quietly been building for months. And honestly, if you've been paying close attention to this team recently, some of the signs were already there. This offseason has already been full of drama, contract questions, trade rumors, coaching uncertainty, pressure from the media, and after another heartbreaking season that ended without a Super Bowl championship, frustration is reportedly at an all-time high inside the building. And now fans are asking one terrifying question. Is Kyle Shanahan actually thinking about walking away? Because if he does, this changes everything. Look, whether you love him or criticize him, there's no denying Shanahan completely transformed the 49ers franchise. When he arrived, the team was struggling badly. The roster wasn't close to championship level. Fans were frustrated. The future looked uncertain. But over time, Shanahan rebuilt this team into one of the NFL's biggest powerhouses. Multiple NFC championship appearances, Super Bowl appearances, elite offensive systems, star player development, and one of the most feared rosters in football. That's why this story is sending shockwaves through the NFL world right now. Fans are panicking because Shanahan isn't just another coach. He is the identity of this team. His offense became the blueprint for modern NFL football. Teams around the league copied his system. Coaches got hired because they worked under him. Quarterbacks revived their careers because of him. So hearing rumors about a possible shocking exit? Yeah, people are losing their minds. And honestly, some fans are blaming the organization itself. A lot of people believe the pressure inside San Francisco has become overwhelming. Every single season, expectations are championship or failure. There's no middle ground anymore. If the 49ers don't win the Super Bowl, critics immediately attack Shanahan. Fans say he can't finish big games. Media personalities constantly question his play calling. Former players keep bringing up past Super Bowl collapses. And despite winning constantly during the regular season, Shanahan somehow still gets treated like he's failing. That kind of pressure adds up over time. Now here's where things get even crazier. Some insiders are speculating that Shanahan may simply want to break from football altogether. Coaching in the NFL is brutal. We're talking nonstop pressure 24 hours a day. Endless criticism, film sessions, roster management, media chaos, travel, expectations, stress. And for a coach who's spent years carrying Super Bowl expectations on his shoulders, burnout is a real possibility. But there's another rumor making fans even more nervous. Some people around the league believe Shanahan could eventually be interested in another opportunity entirely if things continue going sideways in San Francisco. Imagine that for a second. Kyle Shanahan coaching another NFL team. 49ers fans don't even want to think about it. Social media has been absolute chaos ever since these rumors started spreading. Some fans are begging the organization to do whatever it takes to keep him. Others are saying maybe a fresh start would help both sides. And then you have another group blaming the front office for not giving Shanahan enough support in key moments. One thing is clear though, nobody saw this coming, especially after the 49ers entered the offseason looking like one of the strongest teams in football again. But then the injuries started stacking up. Questions about the quarterback situation started returning. Contract concerns started dominating headlines. And suddenly, the entire vibe around the team changed. Now let's talk about the biggest concern if Shanahan actually leaves. What happens to the offense? Because this system was built around his mind. Motion plays, misdirection, play action setups, run game creativity. Everything flows through Shanahan's vision. Replacing that wouldn't be easy. In fact, it might be impossible. And that's why many analysts believe losing Shanahan would immediately make the 49ers weaker overnight. You can't just replace a coach like that. Look at the quarterbacks he helped elevate. Look at the running backs who became stars in his system. Look at how many assistants became head coaches elsewhere. This man changed modern football. That's why NFL fans across the country are paying attention to this story right now. Not just 49ers fans. Because if Shanahan leaves San Francisco, the entire NFL power balance could shift instantly. Now, another massive question fans are asking. How are the players reacting? Many veterans inside the locker room respect Shanahan deeply. They believe in his system. That's why this situation could become very emotional if things escalate further. Imagine star players suddenly questioning the future of the franchise. Imagine assistants potentially leaving too. This could create complete instability across the organization. Now, personally, I think there's still a strong chance Shanahan stays. But the fact that these rumors are even happening tells you something important. Because normally stories like this don't explode unless there's at least some level of frustration somewhere. And fans are now analyzing every single thing Shanahan says publicly. Every interview, every press conference, every comment. People are searching for clues. Did he sound exhausted? Did he avoid certain questions? The internet has become detective mode right now. And the craziest part is, this story may only be getting started. That pressure will be unbelievable. Every controversial play call will dominate sports television. Every locker room issue will become national news. The organization desperately needs stability, but instead, they've entered one of the most dramatic NFL storylines of the offseason. Some fans have a complicated relationship with Shanahan. There are people who absolutely love him and believe he's one of the best coaches in football. But there are also frustrated fans who think the team should already have multiple Super Bowl championships by now considering the talent on the roster, especially after another painful playoff ending. Some fans defend Shanahan by pointing at injuries and bad luck. Others blame him for late-game decisions. It's become one of the biggest debates in football. But regardless of which side you're on, almost everyone agrees on one thing. Losing Shanahan would be a massive gamble. We've seen it happen to other franchises before. And honestly, that's probably what scares fans the most right now. Not just losing a coach, but losing the identity of the team itself. Now here's another twist that's getting attention. If they sense Shanahan's frustration is real, they may push harder to improve the roster immediately. Big free agent signings, aggressive draft decisions, anything to prove they're still fully committed to winning a Super Bowl right now. And honestly, that could make this offseason even crazier. This team isn't rebuilding. They're chasing a championship immediately, which means every decision from this point forward becomes massive, and fans know it. That's why emotions are exploding online right now. Some people are terrified. Some people refuse to believe the rumors. Others are already preparing for disaster. But until Kyle Shanahan personally addresses everything publicly, the speculation probably won't stop anytime soon. One of the league's biggest coaches. One of the NFL's biggest franchises. That combination creates absolute chaos online. Now, if you ask me, the most important thing for the 49ers right now is communication. They need to calm the situation down quickly before the rumors spiral even further out of control. Because the longer this continues, the more distractions it creates for the entire organization. Players start hearing questions. Media pressure grows. And suddenly, the entire offseason becomes toxic. Now imagine the reaction if Shanahan actually held a surprise press conference tomorrow and confirmed he was stepping away. the NFL world would completely explode. ESPN breaking news alerts everywhere, fans melting down online, players reacting publicly, every sports show talking about it for days. And honestly, that possibility alone shows just how important Shanahan is to this franchise. He's not just a coach. He's the engine behind the entire operation. That's why fans are desperately hoping these rumors die down soon, because nobody wants to imagine this team without him. Now, another interesting detail being discussed is the long-term pressure of repeated playoff heartbreaks. Think about how emotionally exhausting that must be, getting so close over and over again, only to fall short at the final moments. That kind of pain stays with coaches, especially competitive coaches like Shanahan. Every decision gets replayed endlessly. Every mistake gets criticized forever. And eventually, that mental exhaustion becomes real. So even if these rumors are exaggerated, there may still be truth behind the idea that Shanahan has been under enormous pressure recently. And honestly, most people would be. Coaching one of the NFL's biggest franchises is not easy, especially when the fan base expects championships every season. Now, here's what makes this even scarier for fans. There are already teams around the NFL that would instantly do almost anything to hire Shanahan if he ever became available. We're talking massive offers, full organizational control, huge contracts, complete power. That's how respected he is around the league. So if the relationship between Shanahan and San Francisco ever truly became unstable, the NFL vultures would circle immediately. And fans know that, which is why people are panicking so hard online. Now, at the end of the day, we still need to separate rumors from confirmed facts. Nothing official has happened yet. Shanahan is still the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. The organization has not announced any shocking departure, and there's still a very realistic chance this entire situation eventually cools down. But the emotional reaction from fans tells you everything you need to know about how valuable Shanahan really is to this team. People are scared because they understand what's at stake. A Super Bowl window, a championship roster, an elite offensive system, years of success, all potentially connected to one man. And if that man ever decides to walk away, the future of the franchise could change overnight. So now I want to hear from YOU. Do you think Kyle Shanahan would actually consider leaving the San Francisco 49ers? Or do you think this entire thing is being blown out of proportion by the media? And if Shanahan did leave, who could possibly replace him? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because this might become one of the wildest NFL stories we've seen in a long time. And if any breaking updates happen, trust me, I'll have them here immediately. So make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay locked in for more insane 49ers news.